Hi everybody, this is the Prospect Hut, the amazing, spectacular, terrific, the great one, the People's Champion, your host of Hut, and we are back here at the Prospect Hut talking about the New York Mets and really their prospects and the draft that we just had. We talked about Colin Houck, who they drafted number 1, 32nd overall in the previous video. I'll put the link into that video on this video in particular. And we're going to talk about their number 2 pick, and this is a very unusual situation. And that's Brandon Sproat. I'll get his name right. I got a few years to get the name right. Who they selected in the second round, 56th overall. And I'm going to read you from Amazing Avenue. And they give you his profile. I got a bunch of profiles here. So you got to sort of sit back, relax as I read to you. With their second round selection in the 2023 NFL Draft, MLB Draft, the 56th overall pick, the Mets selected Brandon Sproat, a right-handed pitcher from the University of Florida. Armed with a fastball that sat in the high 80s to low 90s, and a full arsenal of effective secondary pitches, Sproat dominated his high school competition at Pace High School, a school in Florida's Santa Rosa County. In his junior year, he posted great numbers, and he helped lead Pace to Florida's Class 7A state championship game. And his senior season, he posted a 1.53 ERA. All in all, he made 27 starts. The Texas Rangers selected the right-hander in the 7th round of the 2019 MLB Draft and expected him to accept their slot offer, but the right-hander elected to honor his commitment to the University of Florida instead. This guy's a bit of a poker player. Sproat missed most of his freshman season with the Gators thanks to the COVID-19 pandemic. He supplemented his time on the mound by pitching in the Texas Collegiate League that summer, playing for the Tulsa Drillers. In 21, he returned to Florida and appeared in 16 total games. In 22, his redshirt sophomore season, sophomore season, Sproat established himself as Florida's Saturday starter and top starter following the injury to Hunter Barco. Making a team-high 16 starts, the right-handed posted a 3.41 ERA. And here's the unusual thing about Sproat. The Mets selected him with their third-round selection. This is last year, the 90th pick overall. But the two sides were unable to agree to terms, with Sproat returning to Florida. Interesting. He appeared in 19 games. He matched up against Ty Floyd in the 2023 College World Series Finals and pitched 4 innings, allowing 2 runs on 6 hits with 5 walks and 7 strikeouts. With LSU's victory in the exciting best-of-3 series, Sproat's career at the University of Florida came to an end. Now, he had an interesting career. At 6'3", 210 pounds, Sproat has a solid pitching frame that should be able to log innings, with an athletic frame and solid lower half. The right-hander throws from a 3/4 arm slot with a long whippy arm action through the back. His delivery is fairly simple with few moving parts, and he repeats that well, but he often struggles consistently repeating his release point. A problem that has plagued him throughout his time in Florida to varying degrees, and is one reason that he was not able to take his place among the elite tier of draft-eligible college pitchers in 22 and 23. Sproat's quick arm generates easy plus velocity. His fastball consistently sits in the mid-90s, topping out at triple digits. Despite the velocity, the right-hander does not miss as many bats with it as you would expect, partially because he often has trouble commanding the pitch, and partially because the pitch has a relatively low spin rate, hovering around 2,000 RPMs. Giving it very little plane or shape and making it fairly straight. Sproat is more than a brute force thrower and can recognize when his fastball is not getting the job done and transition to relying primarily on his secondary pitches. The right-hander complements his fastball with a slider, changeup, and curveball. The slider is his main strikeout pitch, an upper 80s offering with tight break that features up to 2,700 RPMs of spin, above average for a slider. He can maintain its shape, and at times, the pitch resembles more of a cutter with slightly more velocity but firmer shape. His changeup sits in the mid-80s and tunnels well with his fastball as he maintains his arm speed well. While he's able to generate strikes and strikeouts with it, the pitch more often induces ground balls from weak contact. His curveball sits in the upper 70s to low 80s with 12.6 break, though sometimes it can get less than top down and become slurvy. While he can bury it below the zone for strikeouts, it is soft. It is a soft, floaty pitch and is mainly used as a get-me-over offering. Now, here's a deep dive, a deep scouting report on Sproat. And this comes from Sports Yahoo. I can't believe Yahoo's still around. I didn't think it was still around anymore. Sproat has always thrown hard. His fastball velocity will average 96 to 98 miles per hour and touch 101. He does need some work on the shape of the pitch as it gets hit more than it should at that velocity at times. He has an above-average slider that he needs to find more consistency with. His changeup took a big step forward this year, and some think it could end up being his best secondary offering in the future. He also has a fourth pitch, a curveball that is lagging behind the other two secondaries and could potentially get scratched in pro ball. He must work on both his control and his command. Right now, he's a little more control over command, and that could have a factor in him giving up more home runs than in 22. Sproat, this is what they predict, and this is their how they look at him in terms of just, his potential. Sproat has a wide range of potential outcomes. He feels like a perfect type of pitcher to get into the Mets' new pitching lab in St. Lucie and get him on the pitching development path that is being led by Eric Jagers and his staff. He has a profile to be the exact type of prospect that can show the synergy they are trying to create between scouting, analytics, and player development. They can put the package together and improve his control and command. He has the potential to be a mid-rotation starter. If that does not improve those parts of his game, there is a risk that he ends up a late-inning reliever with power stuff. As a near 23-year-old, he could potentially move quicker than even your average college arm. You may see the organization be a little more aggressive with his movement throughout the minors and his first first full pro season in 24. At this stage, he has some of the best pure stuff in the Mets organization, maybe only behind Blade Tidwell. He should immediately rank as one of the Mets' top pitching prospects in a system that sorely needs to add pitching. This article says that, quote, I expect Sprout to be the first of plenty of pitchers the Mets will add in the remainder of the 2023 MLB Draft. Mets, I got to say, they did a great job rounds 3 through 10, adding a lot of college pitchers. They worked really hard on Monday to bring in a lot of talent from college, in terms of just college arms. They did a great job. Now, if you like this kind of stuff, if you like following the Mets minor league system, I urge that you follow this channel and like this video. I'll have plenty of shorts. The shorts are basically highlights of the young players the Mets have. Either be Kevin Parada or even guys that are just in the minor leagues, passing through like Luke Voigt. But I'll have a lot of different things here, all about the Mets minor league system and about the Mets players that they drafted. This is the second video I've done. I'm gonna do all the prospects that they drafted in this past draft in 2023. So thank you for watching this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Prospect Hut, and I'll see you later.